What's up, guys? Omar here, CEO and co-founder of Glorify. How is everyone doing? Hope you guys have been having a glorious week. We've got some exciting stuff today. As promised, every week we plan to do these streams exclusive for you guys to see the image design process. Now, I'm just trying to figure out my setup, so just give me a moment till I settle in. I'm a little bit new to the platforms that we're using, so I'm just getting a bit of help on that. What's up, guys? Omar here, CEO and co-founder. All right, so let's get kick-started. Restream is a great platform, but just needs a tiny bit of learning curve before you can get familiar with it. Who jumped into the Restream deal quite some time ago? I actually got sold this amazing LTD by one of our users. I can't name who, but yeah, I think it's an absolute steal. Great piece of software. Now, with that said, let's get kick-started. Share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Let's see if you guys can see it. Okay, so it's a bit, so that needs to be in the spotlight. Hey, Eddie, how's it going? Hey, Chaipat. Trying to make sure the screen gets, there we go. Okay, I'm just trying to get used to this. It's a little bit of a learning curve. All right, so let's do this. So just a quick question. You know, we're getting a lot of new people joining Glorify every single day, in fact, and Glorify is growing every single day, and hence, you know, there's a lot of issues we're having to deal with. Of course, you guys may have noticed, you know, we've had some, relatively severe server issues that we're working on. We're actually going to be moving to cloud next week, which will solve this issue. There's a issue of global distribution, geolocation servers, and that's another setup that we're kind of going to work on. Everything is now located in a London data center, hence why sometimes distributing data can take some time. There was also a slowdown in UK as well for certain individuals, and we found out that that was a completely different issue. So people who are in the UK, if they faced a slight slowdown, it would have only been yesterday or the day before. And it's something to do with rerouting traffic. I'm not an expert when it comes to this stuff, but our server manager said there was a surge of rerouting traffic due to something to do with actually the Google being shut down, and hence why that had a bit of an impact. So just to push that side note so that you guys know where we're at. With that said, we'll jump into a quick introduction about myself. If you guys don't know who I am already, if you're new to Glorify, well, my name is Omar Farouk. I'm the CEO, co-founder of Glorify. I'm a digital motion designer with a passion to help e-commerce startups online. And I've worked with a lot of e-com, digital products as well, e-learning products, and help them scale through branding alone. Here's a snapshot of some of our customers' results that we've worked with. A lot of Amazon customers. Kamal Ibrahim, after we revamped his entire image catalog and even helped him with his rebrand, he's doing 75K monthly. Kevin Leho, a good friend of mine, CEO of Office Oasis, very interesting entrepreneur, actually builds his own products. He looks for little, uncompetitive niches within Amazon, then builds a better version of that product and then launches it into the market. Really cool strategy. Currently doing 150K monthly. A great product is not good enough. You need to still present it in its most glorious form. Matilda Schmarka doing 60K monthly. And we're also the creator of the product image strategy formula. This is the single most important design, research, ideation, and execution process that has helped hundreds of e-commerce businesses deliver high converting story driven product images online. If you're an early adopter, if you've joined Glorify in the recent time, just in the recent 2.0 launch, you have the privilege of getting the entire exclusive edition of this ebook to walk you through the entire process of what we go through and how we even formulated the entire process, along with some of our top 10 product image techniques that will make you sales. All of that bundled into an ebook. So if you guys jumped in on the deal, then that's what you get. It is our most prized possession when we were running our agency to help e-com businesses to really, really scale and make an impact with their first impression using design alone. Now, I'm going to skip the rest of this presentation. There's a lot of little things that we usually go through, but in the interest of time, I want to make sure that we spend more time designing than telling you who we are. And I'm pretty sure you can check out some of our past content and learn more about us. So Nazrul Islam said he purchased but didn't get an ebook. Not to worry. There's an automation that happens, Nazrul, that over a couple of days later, you get an in-app message that tells you about the ebook. Now, as you guys know, we're currently taking in requests every single week on people's businesses and products, and you can submit your products to us. We then do a quick review and cherry pick the, not necessarily the best ones, the ones that we feel will be very beneficial to show you a live design demonstration on this live stream. And so this is our intention. Every week we will be doing that. Today, our picks are, drum roll. Let me get those picks out for you. Okay, so all right. Sorry about that. I had to get my files ready. Okay, so let's have a look at these products, shall we? Sorry, longest drum roll ever. This was a product submitted by one of our users. I believe it was Sanchit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sanchit, if you're watching, give us a confirmation. This product was pretty interesting. I think it's some kind of basically a very high end drinks case, right? Casing. I've just noticed what it is now. And so you can see like you got a bottle opener, you got some glasses and stuff like that, which is an interesting product. Because you submitted it last week, I thought I'll try something out with that. And it's not the easiest product to do because, and hence why I want to challenge myself to see what we can do with this. And let's go into this product. This product was submitted by, I believe, Andres. Pretty cool product. I think it's like it's a water bottle for football fans. Clearly, it expands into a larger size. So very interesting product indeed. So let's get kickstarted. Now, I want to start with Andres's product because it's something that's pretty cool. And I'm going to do two different processes in this demo. I want to try out one with template and one without. And so let's jump straight into it. I'm going to switch my brand account. I think this is not the brand. Oops, sorry, let me just log out. Go into my other account. There we go. Let's go into HD banners. Now, if you remember, if you watch our previous videos, I always say that if you want to start a design process and you're designing marketing content for a new product, always start with either two things: a Facebook ad, or a square ad, a hero image, or even a HD banner. It's just a great way to start because it can set the style, the mood, the tone, the premise of the entire design aesthetic, and so it kind of gives an overarching view of how the design is going to look and feel, and then which will then inform all your other marketing assets. And that's why I love to start with my design process with these type of designs. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a hero header or HD banner. And being in the sports and outdoor niche, I believe, it is a football water bottle. I think this will be the best way to go. In fact, we can even try and see what we can get. Try luck with bottle and see if we can keyword find something that is interesting. I mean, this one's quite interesting, but I'm not a massive fan of that. So I'm going to try and see if I can pick a template, cherry pick a template. Some of these are cool. Now let's observe the product for a moment because we need to really embody or internalize the product before we do pick a template. It's a water bottle. As you can see, it's got this very funky football feel. So, quite friendly, a little bit, I guess, for a younger audience, sure. It's not necessarily, you wouldn't see most likely a dad carrying them. Well, you might do, you don't want to judge, but I think the majority target market is someone as a young person, right? So let's go ahead and pick something that is a bit more dynamic. You know what? This might be a good pick. And this is sometimes interesting in the picking the picking process of a template doesn't necessarily have to be in the same product category. Think about the style, think about the colors of the product, think about the feeling. And going into the sports and outdoor niche, pretty much most of the templates are very dynamic, like this template that I have here, and hence why I would go for this. You can go ahead and check out the bundle. I'm going to skip that for now, but if you're new to Glorify, something that's really cool about Glorify is that we recreate all of our templates into catered bundles for different use cases in your campaign. So you can pretty much stay consistent in style throughout your entire campaign. Now I'm going to open up this design. And if you guys have any suggestions and thoughts while we're doing this, drop it in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer. Okay, so we got our design, and we're going to do first things first. We're going to have to replace this product. So I'm going to go ahead. What I like to do is take all the images and drag drop right there. Let that load in. If only I had the football bottle while I was drinking my water, just to add a little synchronicity. Okay, so it's taking a bit. Maybe these images are a little bit too large. Let me have a look at the size of these. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna first use this one and keep that one in place. What I want to do is rotate it horizontal, and we're going to have to remove the background. So click remove background. Excellent. Now, there are a couple of details that you need to slightly fix. And the way I would do it is zoom in. And this is sometimes the case. Don't always 100% rely on the auto clipping. It does a great job, no doubt. But sometimes, you kind of rely on AI for like some AI on some of this really, really finer stuff. And hence, what's cool about Glorify's integration with pretty much my favorite background removal tool, excuse me, is the ability to have more control over what part of the background you crop. So that's cool. Let's hit a done. And boom. Now let's double click, chop this up, get a nice crop. I always say if you do the background removal, it's not good enough. You have to always go back in and make the crop a little bit tighter. Scale this up. We want to add it somewhere in this space. I like how these lines are overflowing the bottle, but I think this is cutting off too much detail. So we want to make it a bit more subtle, like something like that would work. And in fact, the entire design, it's not meant to look solid on the left. I think it needs to look transparent. So I'm going to open this, look at this gradient here, and make this gradient, this white part of it, make the white part of it transparent. Yeah. And let's see if we can do that. Here we go. Okay, let me try that again. Take that. There we go. So there's the transparency. That looks better. And we can start to overflow it a little bit. In fact, it doesn't even need to be overflowed too much. I think that looks better, to be honest. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. It happened to be a really great pick of a template. It was a completely different product in this scenario. But again, we did that really quick analysis of what the product looks like. The green, football is dynamic. You want to see these kind of dynamic shapes, creating this feeling of motion. And just to enhance this further, I'll open into image adjustments and increase the brightness of this product to make it pop a little bit more. I'll then also increase the saturation so that the greens pop and increase the contrast. Slightly reduce the brightness. I think it's a bit too bright. There we go. I think that's solid. Now, of course, you'll need some copy over here. You can scale this button, increase the font size, make the call to action a little bit bigger. Now, remember, this is the HD banner. Always think about the context where you're going to use this type of design. And in most cases, this type of design, you would probably most likely find, it'll be on the homepage of your product or a landing page, the top fold of your landing page. So you want to scale this up to the maximum size. And I would even hide some of these panels to see, okay, what is this thing going to look like, at full scale? And already, despite us increasing the size of the button, I think maybe the button is a little bit too big, but it's not the worst. It could be scaled down just a tad, so we can scale it down a little bit, reduce the text. So always think about the size in context. We're still at 76%. The 100% is really the size of the banner, actually. Obviously, depending on your screen size, if you're looking at a mobile, but this is pretty much how this banner would look like in your computer. But of course, depending on your website build, you can constrain that image to a container that's a bit smaller, so it really depends on your use case. So yeah, cool. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. There's different things that we could do to enhance this image a little bit more. And what I would do is simply maybe try this little slight rotation. And I think that kind of adds to the motion a little bit, the tilt towards, okay, time to resize. In fact, normally what I would do is just do a simple resize. Resizes just help, we can easily turn this into an ad. We can create a call out image with this. There's so many different angles we can take this. But this time, rather than resizing, which is a good workflow, I would prefer to use the bundle option, because the bundle will actually have all of the sizes ready for you. Because if you think about it logically, I didn't spend so much time on this design refining it. I didn't change much of the template contents, right? So it's really about just literally putting the product on there. So by the way, this was on the spot. It wasn't very intentional. I happened to find this template, just by chance, pretty much. So I'll type in, I think it was mobile. This mobile holder. Let me see if we get the right thing here. Armband. We're on the work. There we go. So we're working on trying to get better filters on the search for templates within the editor tool itself. Right now, the search is quite basic. Okay, so let's have a look here. What do we have? We got your lifestyle image, hero header, comparison callout, EBC. Let's go for a callout image. Add to new page. Okay, I want to try callout image because this is something we've been missing in the last couple of demonstrations. So let's hide the pages panel. Go ahead, click replace, and replace it with the crop product. Okay, where did the crop product go? I think we've got to go to uploads. Okay, sometimes the product that when you do a background removal, it takes a bit of time for some reason to get into the uploads panel. So I recommend a quick refresh would fix that. Let me go to uploads now. It should be there. There it is. Yeah, so it's there now. So I'm going to go to pages, click that, hit replace, and get that one in. Cool. Okay, so scale that up. Double click, do what we do best. Another way, a simpler way of doing this, obviously I'm just going through the very kind of technical way, but a better workflow would be just to copy it from the other page. You can copy content from one page to another, and that could work as well. So saving you having to do all those edits again, we have to increase the brightness, increase the contrast, and saturation. In fact, I'm not really happy with this having a drop shadow. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and use a ground shadow. Reduce the vertical distance, increase the blur. Crop. There we go. And reduce the horizontal distance and move it. Oh, sorry, that's the horizontal distance. There we go. Vertical. Slight less blur. A lot less opacity. Very subtle. It doesn't have to be so prominent. I think that looks quite nice. Nice little smooth piece there. I think this is distracting. I'm going to delete that. That then makes the product more in focus. Anything that you can do to make the product more focused is always better to your advantage. And we've got all of these features now. So let's go ahead. I want to try use actual annotations and see if we can try to communicate features in a better way by using actual annotations. And hence why I want to bring these icons on the other side, use the auto alignment, drag this, go to text, left, right align. Make sure that we get the alignment right here. Boom. We will be rolling out bullet point features, which will be very helpful in the future. And some other stuff. Oops. Stay, Mike. All right. I need to work on this setup. Okay, there we go. Cool. Okay, this is looking good. I'm happy with this. I'm not going to spend time refining the content. Obviously, the product owner would know better. Some of this stuff could be relevant. I mean, maybe not fully touch compatible, but water resistant, I guess. Well, it's a water bottle. But I want to add some unique call outs, so we'll just use the annotation tool in a moment, but first things first, I want to call out some things in some what we call magnification circles. Always a great way to present your product. So what I would do is drop it in a circle, go to add image, and let's use one of these pieces here. This will then in turn talk about how this thing, squeezes in. So let's use that. Let's reposition it. In fact, let's remove the background, to be honest, and then we can make the background green. That will make it pop a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to go to brush size 5, get some of these details out. Little dot there, little space here, and in here too. Okay, this one's going to be a bit tighter. Let's see what we can do. Yep, pretty good, pretty decent. It's a very reliable tool, the background remover. Yep, I'm happy with that. Let's go hit done. And now what we can do is click done, go to shape settings and add that same green in the background. There we go. That nicely pops for me. I'll go ahead and scale that and then bring that into position. So basically what we're trying to say is in terms of feature communication, we're saying, hey, look, this thing, it can collapse, right? So let's actually delete this icon because it's not really serving any purpose. So the first call out can be the fact that it collapses, and then we'll do one more call out. Let's delete that, in fact. Before I do continue, something really cool about Glorify, if you guys, most likely a lot of you guys are aware, is that we have what we call icon styles. It was very, very important for us when we designed the icon element that you're able to add your own custom shape container, like you can see here, a square, circle, rounded circle, even a star if you need to, and then be able to, add your own, replace, basically the ability to duplicate these icons. Simply then go and replace it with any icon in our libraries to basically communicate different features and keep to the consistent style of your icon, right? And hence a lot of our templates already have these icon styles in place, but what's cool is, of course, you can go ahead and experiment and try different things. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. Like, for example, you can try like a border related icon where you just have the border, and then what you do is remove the transparency of the circle. Then go into the icon settings, pick the color, icon color, and add a color in the icon. So this is another style which is quite popular, having these little thin rings. You could then complement that by making it thicker, smaller, just depends on really the brand style, and so there's so much little tweaking and different styles that you can achieve. Even so, if you want, even trying to get like a 3D pop, like almost a 3D popped out look, or embossed look, I would say, just get a, put a drop shadow on it, reduce, make the color relatable first on the drop shadow itself, reduce the blur, and then that kind of gives you this other style of icon, which is pretty cool. So really the choices are quite endless, and we're gonna now soon couple this, of course, right now, certain elements don't have gradients in functional just yet. So once we have gradients involved, then you can take it to a whole new level. Okay, with that, let me continue. So I'm going to duplicate this circle, bring this up, and feature number 2 that we want to focus on is this cap here. So I'll go ahead and replace and choose the fact that this cap opens up. There we go, and then hit remove background. Perfect. Let me try and get some of these details in. Perfect. Let's see what people are saying. What's up, people? What's up, Thomas? What's up, Maz? Frendel. Hey, Jordan, how you doing? Ahmad, how you doing? Cool. Lots of people viewing today, which is awesome. I'm going to continue now just to get the rest of this filled up. So we want to kind of zoom in on this cap here because I think that's an important feature. This flip cap or expand cap, I don't know what you want to call it. And I think what's important for this is just to really, really hone in on this one feature, I think. There could be one last feature. The fact that we've done call out with magnification circles and then suddenly you have an icon kind of doesn't hinders the consistency. So in the interest of keeping things consistent and not confusing, I would simply duplicate this one more time to show off one more feature, unless you don't have another feature to show off. But in this case, we could actually point at the what do you call those things? The hook. There's a name for it. I can't remember. It's a something. Okay, so let me use that. That could work. And all we got to do is scale it. Actually, you see this image has a better view of the clip. So I'm going to go and use that instead. Again, for some reason, let me switch from pixels and back to uploads. Maybe that could bring in. Okay, I have to refresh again. So this is something I'll have to talk to our devs about. That cropped background content doesn't immediately become accessible inside Carbiner. Someone posted it. It's called the Carabiner. Sorry, Carabiner. Yeah, I guess. I think it's Carbiner, if I'm not mistaken, without the A at the double A, right? Okay, so we've just opened that. We had to refresh, and I'm going to switch to page again. And let's go into uploads. And voila, they're there. They exist. Okay, so we can go and hide pages, replace it with this cropped one. Then go ahead and scale. So we're only focusing literally on one other improvement that we're working on is natively just click drag position. Something that I've been, pushing our team to build as soon as possible. Okay, so that is your clip. Now, finally, we've got all three callouts. I'm going to select all three and simply do a align, distribute vertically. And of course, we can say flip cap. Anti-leak. Flip cap, portable collapsible design. Portable collapsible design. Important typography note. Okay, and I see this sometimes in people's design. You see, it says anti-leak flip cap there, and this text here at the bottom is what we call in the design world an orphan, right? You never want, when you have stacked text, you never want to have an orphan, one text by itself. It's bad typography practice. So if you ever see this, simply squeeze it up and add one more line in one more text to accompany the orphan. However, it's not the worst thing to have an orphan on the top line. That can be done in most cases. It has been done. But again, I would, because this is a 3-word, let me see how this will look. It's actually more about the aesthetic, because it's a 3-word. We can't do this because there's not enough space. So we have to make a compromise: portable, collapsible design, or I would even just remove portable if that can suffice. It's a collapsible design, or collapsible and portable. Yeah, just say collapsible design. I think that will work. If you have to use 3 words, then just look at what looks better. You don't, whatever happens, you don't want to have a long line and something really tiny underneath. You know, as long as it's slightly balanced, then choose that option when you stack text together. Carbiner. Sorry, guys. Carbiner. Here, carabiner, right? There we go. I'm going to choose all. Okay, I've done the distribution on this. Now just simply use the auto line on these elements here and make them snap when ready. And then there we go. We got perfect alignment. I will then just take all these, right click, group them, and then just keep them together at all times, you know? So then you never have to worry about it. Last but not least, I would remove this. I think it's not serving the design as much. So I would remove that part, and by all means, this is something that you should do at times. If you find something is not serving its purpose, just remove it, and then just stretch this along, you know. And I think that kind of adds more than, you know. There we go. We had an orphan there. See, even this and is an orphan, because and by itself has no context, you know. And folds without warping, so you might as well bring the and underneath with the entire line together, so it's and folds without warping, versus and on the top and then, you know, making the legibility or the flow of reading worse. Okay, so that is quite a nice design, but I want to complement it with some annotations. So let's add some of our new annotations, which is still a work in progress. We're doing a sprint on annotations soon, where we've got so much to do. We want to add different endpoints. We want to have a bigger library of endpoints. We want to have it more intuitive, the ability to connect 2 or more annotations together to form a corner annotation. Things like that will be coming up soon. Now, with that said, let's just quickly put this together. This is much better than a 1.0 annotation. We can say that for sure. You know, it's just very easier to maneuver. We'll go ahead and choose the green. Don't mind my Slack notifications in the background there. So reduce the size of the head, and the thickness needs to right down reduce. So we can go ahead, point to that. And once we're happy with the style and, you know, all that good stuff, in fact, let me try something. I wonder if we can just make the pointer color less transparent. So that is quite interesting, that look and feel of that. Yeah, and then I'm going to duplicate this. Put that over there. And this, we want to point it at the kind of collapsible area. And then this one, duplicate, point it at the carbiner. Don't you wish this one was on top of this, right? It's just so inconvenient that I have to go whoop all the way up there. But I guess we can still suffice. I mean, if it was in best practice, I would probably switch them. So in fact, let's just do that, you know, for the sake of making a much more cleaner image. That's the whole idea of these webinars. So I will go ahead and switch. distribute vertically. Yeah, there we go. Okay. If you really want to get the alignment accurate, just simply, oops. Oh damn! Why did that happen? I think that undo was just not good. Okay, so let me collapsible design, cap. So to hold them together in one group, and then simply just do middle align. We'll make it work. Middle align. Middle line. There we go. And then test like these three. Align on right. There we go. Now we can finally go back. Wait a minute. Did I do it again, guys? Oh, dear God. I was meant to flip these two. Sorry, guys. Let me do that again. Okay. It's been a long day. There we go. So, yeah, just use the auto line this time. Got it pretty accurate anyway. And right-click, group. So carabiner, I don't know how you say it, will be focused there. And then it just gives a much better continuity. Something pretty cool as well, now that we fixed that layout, do you notice how the design looks much more cleaner, because all these lines are perpendicular, or sorry, not perpendicular, parallel to each other, right? And having parallel lines is just a better design practice, you know, because it just has that nice consistency, right? I'm happy with it. I hope Andres is happy with it more than anything, because it's his image, it's his product. Let's raise this a little bit so that we can get this position better. There we go. And this can go right there. Yeah, so that looks good. So it's always down to the details. So this is a nice little call out image. Okay, so let's do some other stuff. Let's see what people are saying. Love it. I'm if I need more of this weekly. Thanks a lot. On my end is coming as Facebook user. I don't know why it's showing that, because I'm looking at Restream, but whoever said love it, Omar, do we need more of this weekly? Thanks a lot. Zoc Jolly, in this video will be available in the group. Yeah, of course, everything that we launch will be available afterwards. Okay, so we've done a HD banner. We've done a call out image. You know, I wanted to show you what's the best practices for call out images. And so we've covered that. Let's see what else is in this bundle, so we can figure out some other potential design assets that we can create. Armband is, and then hit the bundle option. So there's ebook cover. I mean, products like this could, you know, you might not necessarily envision it coming with an ebook. It depends what kind of value you want to, proposition you want to give extra with your main ebook. But I think something that's definitely in order is a lifestyle image. However, of course, a lifestyle image, you would need, very importantly, to have a picture of someone using the product. So, you know, a child using it would just work a million. I'm going to try something out, and let's see what we can do. Okay, so I want to try a lifestyle image, but I'm going to start from scratch and see what we can do with this. So there's different, this is to do with compositing, and compositing is a great technique to show off your product. And we've got some great ways of compositing, of course. One of the best ones is Photo Creator. Photo Creator is obviously courtesy of Icons. It gives you like all these seamless product, for photography that you can put together as a collage, and they work seamlessly well together. I need something that is kind of grass. Let's find if there's any kind of grass environments. Here's some great ones. And something that we could use is perhaps something like that. Here's the grass background. We'll go ahead and drop that in. Send. So right click, add this background is a nice shortcut to add something as a background. And then what I'll go ahead and do is add some other objects around that to kind of. So if you're showing a product in kind of a natural setting, so let's say we want to drop the product on here, almost make it look like it's just laying down. Look, I'm kind of going back to uploads. Let's just instead use one of the previous images because that makes you save time. So I'll copy this, command copy, go to this image, command paste. There we go. So that's the better way, obviously a much better workflow. Okay, so you scale this up, make it look like it's resting on this ground. So you need to really darken this drop shadow. Do that, blur it a lot, and play around with the distance. So you just have to try to intuitively think about, and sometimes use references would help. To see how this object will look with the light facing down. Where does the shadow cast look like? But yeah, it would be a less, a slightly blurry shadow, but it'll definitely have some form of an angle. And then what you can do is support that. Add, so you just to make your product pop, I'm going to add a bit of a black overlay. So the focus is more on the product's brightness. You don't want the green to be really overwhelming. Now, a product by itself like this looks pretty cool. It looks like it's in context, but you can also supplement that with just random objects around. And you see this in a lot of marketing material. As long as it's, doesn't remove the attention from the main product, and at the same time it doesn't seem like you're selling multiple products, right? So you have to do it very strategically. So we'll go to objects and pick some stuff that you might find lying around with a product like this, like a football. Okay, so these are not really objects. A lot of them are people using objects. So let's see if I can see. Just type ball, perhaps. Maybe we can find there. Ball. Okay, here's some good stuff. Well, let's pick one of these. Okay, here's one. Yep. Now, the strategic point of this is really, obviously first scale it to the life size that you would see this ball in. And in fact, what we can do is make this smaller and make it the center of attention, and then make this a little bit smaller so it doesn't look like overly massive. And then we'll position it just somewhere on the outside, so okay, look, that's not really the product that you're selling. It's just there to kind of give context, right? So we'll go here, layers, and that one looks perfect. I'll add, again, a drop shadow. I honestly can't wait for this feature I spoke about earlier. In our last live, we're going to add, right-click, copy style, paste style. So, I want the same drop shadow on this object. It should be so easy to just duplicate that, right? Rather than having to recreate it every time. So this is something we are working on. Got a bunch of milestones to hit as well. So stay tuned on those. There we go. So trying to mimic the same shadow direction, it's like as this one. And there's your ball. Let's find some other object. It obviously can't have one. It's just gonna doesn't seem right. Okay, so we got a ball. What else would be in this scenario? Like a boot, right? A football boot. Okay, this one's interesting. It's actually a person's shoes. Let's see if we can. But the problem is, because it's top down, it doesn't work. But there would have been a different way of presenting this product. We could have removed the background of something like this and simply, made it a forward-facing image. Let's see what we got. I'm going to backgrounds for some reason. That's not where I wanted to go. Going back to Photo Creator. Football boot. Objects. Okay, let's try singular boot. Nothing. We're not getting that sweet spot I hope for. I mean, the best that we can find is this. And we can try and use that. Let's see how it looks. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be. Yeah, That's not going to work. Okay, let's find something else. We've got other image libraries, thankfully. So we'll go into Pixabay first. Let's see what we've got here. Boot. Football boot. Want something top down. Yeah, something like that could do. Let's just look a little bit more. See if there's anything else that's better. Some of the stuff looks like it's repeated. You know what? Let's go for this one. Oh, that's terrible. Not using that. That one was awful. Let's try Pexels, football boot. Should get lucky here. Football boot. Football. This one's interesting, but it's got stuff wrapped around it. I need to try one more way of looking for this. I think it's the keyword issue. Let's try football shoe. Can I use this one? Yeah, let me try use this one, guys. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay, so let's use this. We're gonna have to remove the background. Cool. Okay, this is gonna be a hard crop. All right, guys, I'm getting a bit stuck here. I think we need to find a new designer. I might have to resign. Okay, so let me see what we got here. Man, this image is just not the right one. But in the interest of time, I'm going to stick to it, guys. I'm going to stick to it. Let's see where we get. Let's see where this train takes us, shall we? It's always good to see where the train goes. Ugh, no. This shoe just didn't work. Let's remove this one and try one last go. Pixabay, come on, Pixabay, you can do it. Get us what we want. Get us what we're looking for, please. Let's see. The Nike one might be the one. Okay, what's this one? How did I miss this? Oh, it's just too dirty. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. We can't have dirty shoes and representing this amazing product. It's got to be nice, clean pair of slick boots. Wait a minute. I think I've got it. Is this the winner, guys? All right, this might be the winner. Fingers crossed. There we go. I think this can work. We can make it work. Okay, so the grass is distracting, and that's the only problem, but the rest seems like it's a decent crop. I'm going to go ahead and add that on, and let's see what we can do with this. In the end of the day, in the end of it, we're not trying to use the entire product. It's literally just a portion of it. We want to see a little bit of something clip through this image here. And look, now, of course, we're working on outside canvas editing capabilities, like some of the other platforms. Of course, I think it's a no-brainer to have those type of features, but we're still working on that. And the timeline is getting close to finishing. In the meantime, I would always advise use the advanced control set over here. You can simply do your rotations, by hovering over the field and just, scrolling up and down, right? And so there's different things you can even scale up and down. You can move it on the x-axis, so there's pretty much anything you can do with these advanced controls. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add the same drop shadow. There we go. That drop shadow, I think, pretty much sufficed. I want to just smooth it out a bit and get it in here. Smooth it out, smooth it out, smooth it out. Reduce drop shadow. There we go. So this is a kind of lifestyle image that I would, it's kind of in context type of lifestyle image, I would call it. The last thing you can, of course, do is maybe put up some mud splotches. You can finesse this image a bit more. We can add leaves and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna, in the interest of time, of course, I'm going to skip some of that. Skip some of those details. We've done some neat images here today. We've got a HD banner, we've got a call out image, and we've got a lifestyle type of image. With the lifestyle type of image, you can always supplement that to just, put some messaging behind it, perhaps, if you like. And I would always advise, go to the text templates, go and choose, maybe it's a sale offer or anything like that, then just go into your sales badges, and maybe you're going to use this as a sale type of image, and just find something that's relatable. Like this one is a great catch, I think, and very relatable to this product. So boom, just throw that up in there, and you've got your sales badge. Cool. Okay, so we are hitting 5 o'clock. I think, unfortunately, we did have another product that we wanted to consider, but sorry, let me just got a distraction. That my chat is going bananas. There was another product we want to consider. I think it was Sanchit's product. Unfortunately, Sanchit, we're going to have to skip it. I do apologize. I know I said I will do it today, but in the interest of time, we spent just over time. I think a lot of my time in this live stream was spent trying to figure out how Restream works. So I lost a big chunk of time there. Regardless, I think a lot of the techniques that was shown to you today in this live session is stuff that you should be incorporating in any product image sequence design. Let's just summarize what we went through, right? Always start from the top, start from your kind of the premise grounds of how the design is going to inform all your other creative assets, right? And the way we like to do it is always start from something like an advert, like I said, an HD banner or a hero header. That will then kind of set the tone of your entire design process moving forwards. Once you've covered that, we then moved into, we got quite lucky with the template. We found something that was green, that was dynamic in the sports and outdoor niche. So the niche was relatable. It was a different product, but it worked. And so one of our best advices in Glorify is to, use the template selection process that we've given you. Filter by niche, filter by theme to find the template that's a perfect match for your product. We then use a call out image. We stuck to the bundle. If you don't have time to resize and then recreate and relay out your entire image, we have a resize option here, and it's great, as you guys know, but sometimes you just don't have time for that. So just use the bundle, and the bundle has your entire, and this was a great opportunity to use the bundle because we didn't change the colors, we didn't change the typography or much of the content. So we just found the call out version of this image. We created a call out. We just added annotations. We added zoom in circles to call out the different features that are important about this product. And then finally, we created a lifestyle image composite, just simply using grass background, using objects, using natural drop shadow. Really, when it comes to drop shadows, is thinking about the light direction. Looking at something right in front of you. How does light react with an object? And it really is quite simple. Shadow tends to knock off an object to a certain amount of distance in one direction, and then it always feathers out. So try to increase the blur. Don't ever use too harsh shadows in a natural setting. Unless you're indoors, you don't see a lot of that. Yeah, and the softer the shadows are, they tend to be more realistic, especially when you're compositing. That's my experience. That's how I feel. I usually find that to be the case. With that said, guys, I want to quickly I want to come to a close, but I'd love to also take on some questions. Perhaps some of you guys might have some questions that you want to ask, and yeah, I'm all ears. Let me see if anyone's have dropped some questions so far. Is it possible to make the working surface darker? Karen Luders. Good question, Karen. I totally understand why you'd want to make it darker, because in the interest of making contrast to your canvas. We can release a feature in, when you click edit background, perhaps we can add the canvas color somewhere, or maybe hidden away in, let's say, the burger menu, we can add that. And again, if that's something that everyone wants, then I would suggest, you put it on the roadmap and see how much it gets upvoted. Just post it on the community and get people to upvote the feature as well. I'm happy to add that, but we do have a priority list of features. We don't have, so yeah, to the point being, we don't have it just yet. Secondly, we are working on a dark mode of the software, and so we do have that in the roadmap, but maybe this might be a better way to work with. Let's see what else people are saying. When we will get digital products and book templates, which will be included. So Chaitanya, good question. And we already have digital products as we speak. We're just slowly rolling them out. We haven't categorized them properly. We haven't rolled out the filtering options to filter them by niche, but we're slowly rolling out digital product templates. The first template that there's a bunch of ebook templates you can find, by the way, already included. But recently we launched a course template for engineering. So likewise, we're going to be introducing more digital course templates for other niches, not just engineering, but, finance, e-commerce and all sorts. We'll then focus on even software templates. If you're selling software, if you're selling mobile apps, if you're selling any digital type of content, we will create templates for that. We'll create service-based as well. But so far, go and have an explore, and maybe you might find something that, from the few that we have already created, you might find something that will be interesting for you. Nazmul asked if they want more free trial days. We cannot offer more free trial days as it is. It is 14 days as it stands. We're having a very lucrative offer, as you know, currently still running the lifetime deal. We have no plans to shut it down until we hit the 10K mark. The 10K figure on how many users we have so far is above 5K, but I won't give you the exact number as of yet, because we want to keep that privately so that we can add towards the end of the campaign, add some scarcity, add a countdown clock, and finally aim to hit that 10K user mark. That 10K user mark does many things for our company. Not only does it increase our resource, but it also, more than anything, brings us committed users to our application that will take part in this journey with us to build the best design platform for e-commerce entrepreneurs as they grow from solo all the way to teams. Really, Glorify is meant to be the midpoint of being super user-friendly for a non-designer, but still having that technical taste and power for a designer like myself. And hence, it will become that beautiful place to collaborate with to create marketing assets at scale. Eric Strickland, will there be more templates towards niche for web design? Absolutely. Yeah, I think, that is one of our niches. I've got a Notion. If you really want to see my Notion page on the different niches we hope to roll out, let me just give you a little preview. Our Notion, by the way, is very rich, as you can see. I'm going to go into our template strategy docs, which we have, as you can see, lots of documentation here. In fact, I'll have to go into 2.0 development docs and go into product types. And there you have it. Physical product niches. These are the ones you're familiar with. For physical products, we're going to bring service provider niches, marketing, design, fitness, coaching, legal, cooking, business, finance, product development, automotive, electronics, health and medical care, beauty, travel, digital products, creative design, marketing, fitness, coach. There's a lot of overlap between service and digital products. Some of the digital product template bundles we create is like a course template bundle, podcast, SaaS app, digital assets. We're working on then service-based, whether you're agency, coaching, consultant, freelancer, private practice templates, including a Fiverr gig, Upwork thumbnails, and loads of great stuff happening here. So really exciting stuff. And yeah, the future truly is, as Nazmul says, going to be glorious. And yeah, any other thoughts, guys, before we come to wrap? We're slowly going to come to a close. I guess the last thing for me to go through is, for those of you guys who haven't jumped on the lifetime deal yet, I want to quickly go through where we're at. And sorry, I'm just kind of running through. I've got a presentation deck here. Yep. So just to reiterate, the lifetime deal is still running, 93% discount, considering the 5-time benchmark value of a lifetime deal. It's a massive steal, especially a lot of the features that we're building. Mockups is being built as we speak, and we have tentative dates coming up soon on when we'll release mockups. As you know, the template libraries are going to be ever growing. There has been some setbacks. All of you guys have been experiencing and made in this public complaints about this. We're totally aware of that. And so we're working on, server optimization as we speak and trying to make sure deployment is not hindering people's experiences. You saw my live demo. We're not having any issues in certain parts of the world. I'm based in London and it's working absolutely smoothly for me, but there are some evident issues happening in other places, and hence it's to do with global geo distribution. We did launch Glorify in a dedicated server local, and we're going on to AWS next week. That will solve some of the issues, but then we'll have to still further optimize the servers to then go into geolocation. Now, with that said, still 93% off, the base price of the lifetime deal being $97 alone is an absolute steal. I would recommend that you jump on the 197 plan, which is the startup plan. If you have intentions to invite team members in the future, I think this is best for you. And yeah, I mean, jump in while it's live, because it does come with the bonuses. Some of the bonuses included is the ebook giveaway that I spoke about in the beginning, a product handbook, product image techniques handbook that has helped many clients of ours in the past when we run as an agency scale to 7 figures by utilizing these techniques. We're also including the one suggested bundle from you guys. If you jump on a lifetime deal plan, you'll have that exclusivity to suggest a bundle. We've designed bundles for many individual early adopters or lifetime deal owners. And of course, you get access to the pro Slack group where you can get access directly to our team to work with them on the bundle and work closely with our team to further any of your other requirements and questions. And yeah, so are you ready to glorify your products? Go to www.glorifyapp.com, sign up for the trial, or click the link there if you want to access the lifetime deal. If not, just jump into a free trial and try it for yourself. And that will be all for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and just see one last run through of these questions. Eric Strickland says, "Do I need to change my plan for the new LTD?" You don't, Eric Strickland. If you bought the early adopter lifetime deal last year, then you're always going to be much more valued high. You have last year's LTD group have unlimited brand accounts included in your plan. You have unlimited premium stock credits, which is an absolute steal. Your plan is much better, Eric. So don't worry about that. Awesome, guys. I shall catch up with you guys in the community in the future. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat, drop them in the comment section. I will get back to them later on in the week. And go through the submission process. Actually, let me quickly talk about that. There is a submission process where, let me go here. Sorry, seeing a lot of my personal chats here. No, actually, no, that's not in view, so that's good. Yeah, so there is basically, I'm trying to look for the form. There is if you're part of the newsletter, or even in the community group, we'll drop the process for you to submit your products, right? And if you do submit your products, number one, you can tell us exclusively whether you want to be named when we do these live sessions. If you want, if you want us to talk about your website in these live sessions, so people get educated about your product while we actually create the designs for it. Secondly, if you do submit your product, we will also consider, of course, with your permission, to include that in our weekly newsletter, and then that obviously gets distributed to over 50,000 people in our following, as our followers, between users and people subscribe to our newsletter, which is absolutely awesome. So if you do submit your product, you'll get that exposure from our through our newsletter as well. And where we'll just kind of talk about the designs that we made during our live session, and seeing, sort of a comparison of the before and after of how your, current website looks like with the current product imagery, and kind of do a little mini case study basically embedded into this newsletter. Now, if you submit your products, you can of course opt out of these things. You don't have to, you don't have to be presented in the newsletter as well, but it's something that's available. And we're quite excited to do it because we want to show people what Glorify can do, of course, but more than anything, more than anything, just have the ability to design product images for our community is just such a massive privilege, and just show you the design process of Glorify. I just realized my face hasn't been on camera for a while. I don't know why. So this is something I need to figure out. If anyone here is a Restream expert, make sure you get in touch with me, because I need to figure out this platform, and I could use some of your help. With that said, guys, I shall be signing out. Take care. Bye.